You're like queen of hospitality and making everyone feel welcome.
What's your guilty pleasures?
Haribo. Used to be fucking drugs.
I'm really spiritual. I'm a fluffy fairy. Like, I'm a therapist. People that know us, they're like, how are you two friends? Because we said this earlier, like, you're really black and white, like, super successful. And I'm like, I live in the grey.
You might as well just live in Dubai. You come here so often.
You're not wrong. I'm thinking about it a lot, but I've been warned my whole life not to do business with friends. And I've done it. Sometimes it's worked, sometimes it's not worked. We were talking about life and kids and family and next steps in my life. You're happy to have the street smarts, but maybe the business acumen didn't come then.
Yeah.
A few days ago, standing outside of number 10 Downing Street, some people might be like, who gives a shit? Putting myself down, but I thought, God damn, I was a hellraiser.
What's been the boldest decision that you've ever made? And how did it shape you?
Probably this podcast.
We are so excited to welcome today's guest, Season 3, Episode 2, the one and only Callum Best.
Yay. Happy to be here.
Lifelong friend.
Amen to that. Very happy to be here. Very happy to see you. Thank you for having us, basically.
You might as well just live in Dubai. You come here so often.
You're not wrong. I'm thinking about it a lot. But one thing I want to say about you, Kelly, is you're like queen of hospitality and making everyone feel welcome and part of things. And I've just come here with a group of guys, and there's drinks and there's food, and the whole environment's absolutely beautiful. So
thank you.
Always.
You are welcome.
She is.
Yeah.
We are going to dive right in
Yeah.
and ask Elaine's favourite question.
The first question, it's my favourite one.
Okay.
Yeah.
She likes going deep
Yeah.
straight away.
Yeah. Okay, so our first question is always the same to every person. Without your roles or responsibilities, who are you?
I've got a recent thought on that someone put to me recently, but if I'm gonna, it's not often that you take pride in yourself. I've noticed a lot that I don't kind of sing my own stuff that I'm proud of from the rooftops. It's always about complimenting other people because I've got this strange conditioning of people pleasing. But lately I've opened up a lot more about how I can accept that kind of stuff. And I would say I am a morally sound, well-mannered, compassionate man is what I'd say. You know, I take a lot of pride in trying to provide a value for other people. But at the same time, I'm a go-getter. You know what I mean? I'm a grafter. It's all day, every day, trying to make things happen for myself and for others. There's a lot to be said there, but I just like to think that I like to think that I'm a good man.
That's a good answer.
Thanks.
I think it's true, though. I haven't met you many times,
Yeah.
but even today when you walked in, you said hello to everyone.
Nice.
You know, you were like, oh, I just want to say hello.
Yeah. I think there's
You're
a lot
very
of
gracious like that. Like,
Thank you very
are
much.
polite.
I think there's a lot in trying to make people feel good, not to your own detriment, but just to make sure that you're aware, you know, of your surroundings.
And not
you know?
because you're getting anything from it.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
about being a well-mannered, good person. Shit, you can be ruthless. We have to be ruthless at some time. There's so many thoughts on that in business, especially. Like, without getting too deep, I had some business recently, and I've been warned my whole life. You know, I'm 44, but I've been warned my whole life not to do business with friends. And I've done it. Sometimes it's worked, sometimes it's not worked. But recently there was a great opportunity, and I did some business with my friend, and it made us not friends anymore because one of us was ruthless and it wasn't me. And I was like, that sucks. But it also taught me a lesson still at this age that although I want to do business with good values, you got to be a bit fucking cutthroat. You know what I mean? You got to be a bit ruthless. Then one other thing, just on that question again, I sound like such a mommy's boy, but I am. I'm very close to my mom. I love her to bits, right? She raised me by herself respectfully to my old man. And I took her out for lunch the other day, and we were talking about life and kids and family and next steps in my life because I'm very conscious of that the older I get and the older she gets. She messaged me the next day, and I told her that, I know you said we don't get deep, but I told her that no matter what I'm doing in my life, I'm still an underdog to a lot of outside eyes in entertainment, right? That's what I feel. I've done shows my whole life. I've done all these things, but I feel that no matter where I'm at and the value I try to bring, there's always like a right? And she said, I think that's because you don't know who you are yet. And I got a bit like, what? Like, how dare you, you know? But then I thought, God, maybe she has a point. Maybe I'm still trying to figure that out, which frustrates me because I'm a fucking grown-ass man. But everyone has these lessons in life that they hit differently. And mine were, you know, trauma from passing of a loved one to caning it because I was all screwed up, to then coming into myself a little bit later, but
Yeah.
very proudly coming into who I am and what I'm about,
I think your mum spoke a lot of truth there. Most people don't find themselves till they're around 40.
Yeah, I totally get it.
I think that too.
As a dude, though, you don't want to be like, you don't want to, I didn't want to admit it at the time. I was like, no, I'm perfect. But then I was like, ooh, you actually have a really good point. Because I don't know where it's going to be with my children or with my kids. I know I'll be a great dad, but who the fuck knows when it's going to happen?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. It
Good
is true.
answer.
I posted something on our social media the other day about the age of like the average person that starts a business, the age of the average like CEO, like all the different things in life, the actual average age.
Yeah.
All of them are, I think that youngest, the youngest was like 39. So it's essentially the same, 40. And there's a huge pressure to be like, I know who I am when you're so young. You don't know anything.
Yeah.
You don't know.
No, totally.
So I think that answer's really honest as well.
Yeah,
It's
thank
refreshing.
you. I try to be. And I think that, the different lessons come different times. In my younger years, it was like, you're happy to have the street smarts, but maybe the business acumen didn't come then.
Yeah.
And then, you spiritually grow, or maybe you don't spiritually grow, who
lot of people
everybody.
don't.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
I have conversations about my thoughts on that aspect, spirituality and all these different things. Some people are like, what the fuck
But
are
it's
you
so
talking about?
important, I think. You've got to believe in something.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, next question. When was the last time you truly surprised yourself?
Oh, a few days ago, standing outside of number 10 Downing Street. Some people might be like, who gives a shit? We hate
Yeah,
the
we
government.
saw that. That was fabulous.
Yeah.
It really was actually cool because I thought about my colorful past, and it wasn't putting myself down, but I thought, God damn, I was a hellraiser. Yeah. And I've dabbled in all sorts over my time. And then all of a sudden there I was standing in front of Downing Street having a meeting with Rachel Reeves, the Chancellor, and Keir Starmer, the Prime Minister, talking about change to the funding of the government system to support kids of alcoholics. And I was like fucking proud of myself.
Yeah, you should be. Not
Thank you.
surprised. You should be proud.
Thank you very much. I felt really good, that one. Still a lot more work to be done there, but it's something that I'm very passionate about.
When we did your Minutes with Muses interview before, when you were here in November,
Yeah.
you said that, October, November, you said that is something that people would be surprised about knowing about you as well.
That I support that charity.
Yeah, and the work you do means so much to you.
Yeah,
that charity.
without a doubt.
Yeah.
There's one of those things in life where you go, this gives me, like, you can use all these words, but this is one of those things where I look at it and I go, this is what I was meant for, Yes, I want to grow businesses. Yes, I like to be creative. Yes, I want to do all these things, but there's something that really drives the thing. And that is it for me, Because I think to myself, God, okay, I had an iconic old man, lost my old kind of iconic old man to something that happens to everybody. I could not use both of those things to share, to try to pass on to the next person if I have a platform and a possibility to do it, I would be doing an injustice to myself.
Yeah.
That's how I look at it. I mean, not everybody has to do it. You can say, fuck it, I don't care. Keep it to yourself. But I'm like, I talk a lot, as you can tell. I like to get points across and try to, as I said, provide some sort of something.
Value.
And I use that in that way.
Yeah.
What I've actually, besides being Kel's friend, first of all, let me say, you two are a powerhouse together. You are charming. You're charismatic. You're both absolutely beautiful. And it's a great look and image. And
Duo.
yeah, it really is. I've
But
said
do
to
you
the
know,
boys,
people that know us, they're like, how are you two friends? Because we said this earlier, like, you're really black and white, like super successful. And I'm like, I live in the grey. I'm really like you said earlier, like, I'm really spiritual. I'm a fluffy fairy. I'm a therapist. I love talking about freedom.
sack it, do one, piss off.
Yeah.
But I've learned some things from Kelly in that respect, and I'll say it. I like to look at her as a very close friend, but I also look at her and go, nah, she could be cutthroat, but I think that's why she's done so well for herself.
But in the nicest possible way.
Completely agree, and I would never say anything different.
Get out.
Yeah.
Smart.
You look beautiful, but fuck off. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I've got a good one. What's one thing that instantly lifts your mood no matter what's going on? Keep it clean, Callum.
Fitness,
Oh, yeah. Me
for
too.
sure. Training.
Yeah.
I've leveled that up over the years, and it's just made so much more self-belief, confidence. Like I say, I've always been quite cocky, but yeah, just everything about training keeps my mind right.
No, I totally agree.
I absolutely love it. I went this morning. I shall tell you a Dubai-related story. So we landed at 8 last night, got to the hotel around 11, got into bed by 1, and then I woke up at 5 this morning, so like 3 hours sleep. And I went straight to the new Shred Fast Dubai.
I saw that. Looks fabulous.
It was brilliant, and it was a unique one-off at the SLS Hotel.
Okay.
And gosh, name dropped a fair few in there, but it was really, really enjoyable because I've been seeing that brand grow from strength to strength.
No, I've never heard of it.
It's really good. So the guy, Luke is his name. He's from Liverpool or Manchester. Correct me if I'm wrong. But
Another guy, Callum, he's just on holiday.
Yeah, Callum lives here.
Oh, he lives here.
Yeah. Callum works with Dr. Green, that brand that I'm working with as well.
Okay.
So Callum invited me, and I went 6 this morning, and I feel incredible for it. Whereas in that lot went out and caned it, and got in at 6. So I'm like,
I know. I was like up at 5 as well, and I was like, Ruben, Nathan, go to sleep.
Yeah.
Like, why are you still awake? You've got up and get.
you've got stuff to do with me.
Yeah.
They showed up though. Good on them.
But the fitness industry is massive here.
Yeah.
Like there's so many good gyms as well.
Yeah.
So
That's what I was saying to these guys. A lot of the guys that we're here with now, they haven't been before, or I guess it's just a regular conversation, and you two would know it more than anybody. But for people that don't know Dubai, I just feel that like there's this contrast of you're in the UK and you say you want to leave the UK, and then everyone's like, oh yeah, do one then. And you're like, it's not that. I love where I come from. I love the city. I love living in London. But you also, I find right now it's in an absolute state. Right now it is struggling on its ass.
Did you tell that at 10 Downing Street?
No, yeah, right. So with the chancellor, excuse me, yeah, can you sort this out? But I just think here it is literally a conversation had, and your business could pop. A conversation had, and your creative idea. It's not let's hold it under. That's not what's your little brand? It's like let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of that here, and I love that mentality.
yeah. And then that saying that there's 3 degrees of separation.
Yeah.
I do genuinely believe it's 2 degrees in Dubai at a push.
Yeah.
It's such a small place when you're in the right circles.
Yeah.
So exactly that. If you want to make something happen, someone will know that person. You know everyone.
Are we in the right circles with you two then?
Not me.
Yeah, you are. Don't downplay yourself. You're so humble in your ways, but I know that you are.
I'm just a quiet little housewife.
No, you're not. Okay, question.
Okay, so next one. If you could relive one moment in your life, not necessarily to change it, but experience it again, what would it be?
Gosh, straight away I've got an answer, but I'm like, this is such an upbeat podcast. I don't want to turn it morbid. No, it's quite tragic. There's a fair few mistakes I've made over the time, but they were all lessons learned, as they say. What would I relive? It's got to be stuff to do with my dad. You know what I mean? It's like when you lose someone, you're always... That's a whole long old journey by itself. But there reached a point where I like had peace with a lot of it and was proud of all of it. But also there's some traumatic stuff that comes with having an alcoholic parent, you know?
Yeah.
But taking away the alcohol, it would be the last moments that he was around. And I remember one like really sweet moment. We were in the hospital towards the end of his life, and like he wasn't allowed certain things. And I felt so much pride in the fact that he'd asked me to like sneak off to the shops to go get him wine gums. It was the most random thing, but I remember being so excited that I was going to go cheat the system.
Your admission.
Yeah. Oh, Dad, should we rebel together?
Yeah.
It's one of those things, like moments just that you share with a loved one that you lost, especially a relative or a parent. Just from whether it be sitting in like Poochie's Pizza and like drinking beers and eating pizza to going to football, whatever it might be, it would be reliving a moment with my dad, you know?
Yeah.
So nice.
That's for me as well. Mine's my dad.
Mine's my mum.
Totally.
Yeah.
Okay, so going on to a positiver note. Positiver? It's definitely a word. What's something about you that most people misunderstand the most?
It's always an interesting one to ask people in the public eye.
Because you don't really know what everyone else misunderstands, but what do you think maybe that you're misunderstood for? Or you feel?
I think that because I hell-raised, but again, I hell-raised with good morale, right? I did all a bunch of naughty shit when I was younger, but I never did it to hurt anyone or upset anyone or be disrespectful. It was hurting myself, if anything, you know? But I think because of all those years and what media was like back then, it was like they could slaughter you. So no word of a lie, daily for years, I was called a piece of shit, right? And I think that's continued until now. And I've worked so hard, not for people, but for myself to become a different version of myself just by growing up, just by all these things. And I still feel like I'm labeled as an old me. Like I couldn't talk to somebody, be introduced to somebody new without a question about women or partying or about something. And I'm like, it isn't that. I'm at home with my cat cooking fucking steak, or I'm training, you know what I mean? But it's just, I put myself in that position. I built that at one point.
People make mistakes. Like people need to get over it.
Yeah. And funny enough, Kelly, a lot of it wasn't a mistake. It was just learning life, you know?
Yeah.
But I was in the
Faith.
public eye at the time, like massively. There was so much crazy shit that happened back then that, like, you know, I made a bunch of mistakes, but I was called out for it. And press, not to badmouth anybody, there was a lot of freedom for them to do things without any repercussion.
So if you did it now,
yeah, and there's more rules that have happened now. Ever since this inquiry, I don't know if you guys know of the Levinson inquiry that happened with the phone hacking, right? So my phone got hacked in
Did it?
years back.
and
My
now
dad,
it's completely illegal, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
because what would happen back then is that someone from the newspaper, you might have to check the rules and sharing this shit, but would say something to. Sorry, the newspaper would message an editor or do whatever and say hack his phone or do his email or whatever. And people would just accumulate shit and print it with no approval, no guarantee.
And no facts.
And none of that. And because there was no repercussions from printing in the media, unless you were high end and had a lot of money and you could sue. But that all came out. So they hacked mine, they hacked my dad's, and they hacked a bunch of people. I sued him in the end, so it all worked out quite well. But yeah, I just think to myself, I was slaughtered for a long time. What was the fucking question?
About the misconception.
Yeah, I think bad years of that led to people assuming I'm a certain way because I don't often do these things anymore. And I've started to do them more because I can express who I am now and what I've been through. And I like doing this now, you know? I've only done one or two in the past 10 years, you know?
We are privileged.
No, I don't mean that at all. But I like it. As you can tell, I talk.
But it's a good way to get your point across.
Totally.
Yeah.
And you couldn't back then.
No.
You literally couldn't reach the masses unless it was printed on a fucking red top tabloid, you know?
Yeah.
Not to say a woe me, but that's what it was for a long time.
But I think that's what's nice about, obviously, this kind of podcast market is massively flooded. But I do think that there's a huge piece of it now. It's like, no, you're speaking for yourself.
Yeah.
So if I'm going to, that's why I love that first question, because it's like, no one's speaking for you.
Yeah.
And not what you owe someone else.
Yeah.
What's inside you.
Yeah.
And I think that part of this kind of thing is the making of our generation as much as it's the breaking of it too.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I get it.
catch 22.
No, I get that. Like, if you can deliver a good message or get who you want portrayed, then it works brilliantly. But if you're just fucking grasping for it or just trying to create something to be part of whatever, it doesn't have as much value. But I guess everybody has their own opinions on it.
Yeah. What's been the boldest decision that you've ever made, and how did it shape you?
Probably this podcast.
We'll put that in the trailer.
Yeah.
That's the.
Yeah. Boldest decision I've ever made.
Or do you think you're still to make it?
As you can tell, a lot of stuff stems back to family stuff with a lot of my answers, because that was just for whatever reason. But I think the boldest move I made on a personal level was writing a book a long time ago about the shit I went through, because I was trying to explain myself and to the people that were interested why I was conditioned a certain way. And I didn't even understand it at the time, why I was a certain way, but I had to get this shit off my chest because I was going through hell, you know?
It helped putting it down.
It was my first ever therapy, right?
Yeah.
Getting all these stuff. It took me a year, maybe even longer, to sit with this ghostwriter and tell him the process of my darker side of my childhood. I wanted to have it upbeat and lovely conversations about this and that, but you know what books can be like. There needs to be certain things. And I just remember... And I remember sitting with this guy who was the ghostwriter, and he's like, we're going to be raw, we're going to be honest. I'm like, good, I want to be. And I told him like a couple stories, and he was like, there's no fucking way we can put that in this book. And I was like, but mate, this is what happened, you know? But after I put that out there, I got absolutely slaughtered. I had sports pundits hating on me. I had journalists hating on me. I had people saying this because I was writing it about an iconic hero to everybody.
And it was your truth.
And it wasn't the case of, I'm not trying to slander somebody. I fucking love him more than anybody does. But I went through some shit on a different level of football and icon and women and hero. It was like the shit you deal with on the flip side, you know what I mean, that no one knows about. And maybe I shouldn't have shared that stuff, but I needed to at that time. And ever since that moment, it's been an uphill trajectory. So I'm glad I did.
So that was a bold move.
Yeah, I think it was. You know what I mean?
It was bold and brave.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I mean, in some ways, you were just writing a book, but you were actually expressing some raw shit that happens in your life, you know? And I was at the after 10 Downing Street. Once a year, we do a lecture at House of Commons, right? Okay. So I've been very grateful to have been speaking at House of Commons for the past 5 years for NACOA, my charity. And again, I sat there and complimented everybody's work. And then the founder, Hillary, came up and she was like, but let's understand that you were this first patron here who bravely, and I was like, you know, all in a day's work. She said, you bravely spoke about this stuff through this book that no one else had ever tapped into this before. Nobody that I know in the UK had spoke about being the child of an alcoholic at the time, right?
Yeah.
And now I'm sitting there with MP Liam Byrne, MP Jonathan Ashworth, Royal Correspondent Camilla Tominey, and they were all like, we read your book, we're here. And I was like, fucking cool, you know? It was proud. I was like, what I did has led to that, you know?
Yeah.
And then their own strengths, of course, but still, I took a lot of pride in that one.
Good. You should.
You should be proud, yeah.
You can start.
Okay, so
Your funnest part.
I always feel tension for the person to answer it. But so we do the next section of our podcast is called This or That. So we'll just offer two things and you pick which one.
But you can't
would
think
choose.
about it.
Okay.
Don't waste
Supposed
your
to be
time.
speedy.
Did you two come up with the format of your podcast, or do you have a podcast writer come up with the format?
No, we did.
Well done.
Everything.
It's easy. This is actually a breeze, you know?
She does it all. I just show up.
Nice.
Okay. This.
You've done well, though, because it's an enjoyable one. It's quick, it's easy, it keeps you calm. Yeah.
Well, this is called This or That, but the next one is quick fire, so you really have to be fast.
Okay.
So
Okay. Go.
that's preparing you for the next bit. Big party or intimate gathering?
Intimate gathering.
Work hard or work smart?
Work hard.
Sunrise or sunset?
Sunrise.
You ready?
Read a book or watch a movie?
Watch a movie.
Spontaneous trip or a well-planned itinerary?
Spontaneous all day.
Silence or background music when working?
Background.
Sweet or savoury breakfast?
Ooh,
I know, it's hard.
that's tough.
It's easy, guys. Savoury. Jesus.
No,
Christ.
I've real bad sweet tooth, so I got a real...
Yeah, like, you know, pancakes or
Both.
something.
I'd
Tasty.
have a mix of both. I'd have eggs with fruit.
Okay.
Oh, really? Live in the mountains or by the beach?
Beach.
Messy workspace or perfectly organised?
Perfectly organized.
Be able to pause time or rewind it?
Ooh. Pause.
Dinner party or night out?
I don't host people. So dinner one-on-one or dinner with a party? Out.
Oh, let's go out.
Speak every language or play every instrument?
Oh, that's tough.
Oh.
Language.
Funniest person in the room or the smartest?
Fine mix of both.
Working solo or working with a team?
I very much am very solo, but I have learned that you need other people to make something work.
Yeah. Okay, quick fire. Go.
Describe yourself in 3 words.
Well-mannered. Does that count as one?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Thoughtful. Relentless.
What's your guilty pleasure?
Haribo. Used to be fucking drugs, but
I thought you said heroin, so
it could have been. You know what I mean? I could have mentioned all sorts of shit there, but I've narrowed it down to just a sweet tooth. So that's how.
Haribo. Did you just?
Yeah, I was straight on it. That's how much my life's changed, man. Jesus.
And there's a bowl of cherries, which is the best Haribo, so, you know.
And drinks. So Haribo and some booze would probably be my.
If you... no, what do we do?
What's your favourite drink?
Oh, yeah.
Jameson's and ginger ale.
If you could have dinner with any person, dead or alive, who would it be?
Cool. I was a big fan of Bob Marley for some reason. I feel like Bob Marley's always been my answer to that question, so I'll stick with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
A song that always puts you in a good mood.
I'm quite morbid in my music. I pick music that like makes my mood funny.
Okay.
Really?
Go, give it to her.
Do you like modern music or
I like all
old
sorts.
school?
If you were to take my headphones off in the gym, you'd be like, "What the?" It'd be like fucking opera. You know what I mean?
Really? No,
I swear.
that's so surprising.
It's the most. I was training the other day and it was playing. What's that woman? The opera singer Katherine Jenkins, and I was listening.
Oil.
Yeah, basically, I was listening to Katherine Jenkins. I was trying to lift heavy weight. I'm a big fan of Biggie Smalls. Was one of my favorites back in the day.
Good one.
Are you a morning person or a night owl?
For many years, I was night, and now for many years, I'm morning.
What's your go-to hype-up ritual before something big?
Double espresso or something. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, there's no.
Rock and roll.
I'm a big fan of self-talk, though. I believe that you can hype yourself up. You know.
Yeah. What's the best compliment you've ever received?
Fuck. Feel free. You know, I don't know. Yeah. Help me out here.
I like that question because, do you know, I think most people are very modest and they're like, I don't actually remember.
Or you don't actually listen to them.
Yeah, like, just bat it off, don't
Stop
you?
it.
Yeah.
What's your go-to comfort food?
Let me see if I Chinese.
Okay.
If you could time travel to the past or the future, where would you go?
Well, I'd probably do something fun like backwards to learn some betting and put a bet on. So, do you ever see like
Yeah.
That's what I would do. I would do something where I learned whatever the result was going to be and lump on it and just win a bunch of money.
What's the weirdest or most unexpected thing on your bucket list?
Oh, I don't
Do you have
know.
a bucket list?
No.
Okay. You
Really?
get one.
Yeah.
Need to have some things on.
Really?
Yeah.
No, I guess I just set some goals maybe, but I don't have a specific bucket list, but maybe I'll start.
Have you done things like skydive?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, that'll be one. I climbed a mountain called Mont Blanc, and it was probably one of the toughest things I ever did. And off the back of that, I was like, I'd like to do more of that, but maybe not mountain climbing. It just wasn't really for me. But
If your life had a theme song, not Susan Boyle, what would it be?
again, it's like quite like moody, depressing fucking music. I don't know why, but I always pick it. There's a I don't know. I'll come back to that. Sorry.
Okay, that's okay.
Question.
If you could master one language overnight, what one would you pick?
Italian or Portuguese?
Okay.
When I was younger, I met a girl from Brazil. I lived in California, and it was my first experience with somebody from Brazil. She spoke Portuguese, and I remember telling myself I'm going to marry a Portuguese woman. And I've always picked up little words, but also I moved to Italy. I lived there for a year. I remember learning the language and be able to drop a few lines. It felt really good. So I really like those two languages.
Good answer.
Really good answer.
Well, we've come to the end of our podcast.
That was way easier than I thought.
Yeah, everyone says that.
Do they?
Yeah.
Can you tell our followers and our listeners where to find you? Not literally, on social.
With Kelly.
And what's next for you?
To camera?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks, ladies, for having me. The Muses and Mimosas. Huh? I've enjoyed that, actually. I was sipping that. Got a little buzz going after I talked about how healthy I am. So social media, yeah, at Mr. Callum Best. I use Instagram. It's all I really use. All the guys that I've come over here with for the football are all creating TikToks and all these things. And I'm so far behind. I'm actually so far.
I'm like, ooh.
Yeah, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't really know if I want to pursue it. So social media-wise, I've only really got Instagram. And what's next for me? I've opened a restaurant in Chelsea on the King's Road, a Mexican restaurant that's really successful, that I'm very happy with. And
I've been there. It's fabulous.
And I'm on.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
I love Mexico.
Thank you. Oh, you got to come next time.
That's so
I'm also working on this medicinal cannabis business in the UK at the moment because my mother, bless her, has taught me a lot, and I've learned a lot over the past 4 years. I'm working on it about medicinal cannabis and the benefits, and there's a huge business opportunity as well. So
yeah.
that's what's going on. But I'm always learning, always growing, always trying to hang out with cool people like yourselves.
Well,
Thanks for having
me.
me.
So much for coming.
Who's been your best guest so far?
You, Callum.
Hey, she's so good. Didn't even question it.